The Dunning-Kruger effect is a cognitive bias in which people with limited competence in a particular domain overestimate their abilities. Some researchers also include the opposite effect for high performers, their tendency to underestimate their skills. Those humble enough to recognize their lack of expertise, yet still possess a yearning for knowledge, will find themselves clinically average.
But I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before I knew.
Look at us.
Who'd have thought?
Not me.
Not me.
Not for a minute.
Not us. You and me.
Not me and you again.
Back here.
Who is it? Rick?
I'm Wolf.
We're back.
Welcome to the Clinically Average Podcast.
You may remember us from this one.
The Kids with Wrenches podcast.
That's done.
We're done with that.
That's old news.
Now, don't get me wrong. When we did the Kids with Wrenches, we had a blast. We had plenty of friends that came on. We did plenty of dick jokes, plenty of drunken humor.
All kinds of shenanigans that I am both proud of and not proud of.
But what I am proud of, anyone who did watch this, is all of you. Who watched, supported, liked, comment, subscribed. We had fun doing that.
We had fun. We're our little crew of people who listened.
Yeah.
We had a decent amount of viewers. I was always pleasantly surprised by how much our stupid show.
And especially
people
just
listening.
hanging out around town, people coming up, oh, I like talk about this, and then starting a new conversation off of that.
Yeah.
In
But-
a garage apartment.
But we figured we wanted to come back and step things up a bit, be a little less amateur. We've learned some things over the years. We've grown as people.
Certainly.
I'd hope. I like to think so, anyways.
I don't think so.
So
We still make dick jokes.
I mean, we're never going to stop. We
I'm
joke
never
constantly that
gonna
we're going to be in a nursing home when we're 80, making fake wiener jokes with whatever objects we can find.
If I'm not, put me down.
Yeah, then we're not friends anymore.
Yeah.
But for the purpose of this podcast, we wanted to step things up because there has been a lot of things we've gone through in the last 4 years, and you mature and you learn new things, and we wanted to discuss them in a way that was more nuanced. I think that's the word I would want to use. Because before we would come in and we mainly do hot topics and kind of like hypotheticals and weird one-off jokes, very frat boy humor.
Whatever was on our mind.
We'd get a few drinks in, and we'd all just start bantering about random stuff that
It was
entertaining.
It was
goofy.
entertaining, goofy, fun.
But it's not nothing that you and your friends couldn't just go do.
Right.
So our idea was this: we're grappling as adults with more complex issues,
Talk to
and
them.
we want to.
Tell them.
I'll talk to them, and we wanted to elaborate on that more. Actually, do the research, put in the effort,
Putting in man hours.
put in the
doing
man hours.
research.
Black leather gloves.
We don't have black leather gloves.
Well, we could.
That would have been cool.
People who aren't watching the video can imagine we have black leather gloves.
Yeah. I like that.
I like to think that.
Imagination.
So,
But no, we're back at it, rebranding, new stuff, new social pages, all that good stuff. But again, the idea is to come in, I guess, what do you want to say, a little bit more big brain ideas? A little more existential topics?
I wouldn't say they're not topics we didn't touch on before,
Sure.
but I want to come at it from a more top-down view as opposed to just, hey, it'd be cool if we talked about this philosophical idea, and then we just start making a bunch of conjecture and pull it out of our ass.
Yeah.
I feel this way about this. I think this, but we don't know jack shit about it. We didn't do any research, didn't read any books on it.
No.
So
and
where
coming
is
from two just average intelligent males.
which we are still that.
Yeah.
Regardless of where we're coming from, we are still both clinically average males, white men from small town.
In the woods.
Like, consider the source either way.
Yeah.
Of what we're telling you, but we're just trying to attack.
Well, hell, one of the options for the podcast name was The Uneducated.
That was one of the ones we were going with, was the
That's just
uneducated.
Kind of the theme here.
But we kind of stumbled upon this one. It felt good. It felt right.
I like it.
And it's accurate. Like, whatever we talk about here, we are not professionals in any branch of what we're going to be talking
No.
about. These are just things that we grapple with, I obsessively read books about, and write about. So I figured, why not try and be more informative, but also entertaining at the same time.
There's going to be some speculation, but there's also going to come with some research and some ideas and some real information behind this and some actual nuanced discussion with
There
it.
will be research, there will be statistics, there will be quotes pulled from official sources,
Yeah.
not just, I
We're-
saw this post on Facebook and now I'm going to talk about it. Or we're going to pull it from Reddit.
Yeah. Less memes, more homework. I
Yes.
think would be a
This
good summary.
Feels
on
like
that.
a job, but in a good way.
It is a good way.
Like I feel like it's
wanted.
beneficial. Like I feel like I'm benefiting from reading a lot, working on these topics, and working through my issues. So why not have my own public therapy session for people to come and scrutinize?
I mean, I'm sure we're going to hit an audience of people who are wrestling with these same concepts.
I mean, these are
and
the kind of
ideas.
podcasts I listen to at this point anymore. I used to listen to
Yeah.
more comedy or like entertainment style podcasts, and I have more over the years gravitated towards ones that I feel like I'm getting some kind of utility out of. I can use it in my daily life. It helps me.
I mean,
It's not just casual listening. It's,
Yeah.
I'm actually getting something out of this.
I mean, lately my cardio sessions have just been listened to like Stoic podcast.
That'll be a big.
Yeah,
The first couple of weeks are going to be pretty front loaded with
Stoicism.
stoicism because that's just kind of how I'm living my life these days. But it won't all be that. We'll work. We have other ones down the pipeline. We have a good chunk of stuff ready to go. But unlike our old podcast where it's just like, oh, what's happening in the news today?
Yeah.
What's happening, in our local environment? What's
Did you see
happening
the
with-
sports team do sports?
Yeah. Did you hear what Sosa did? Big day for Terry.
Big day for Terry.
Like, no. If you're listening and you're from our area, you'll understand. We're not going to talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
We want to talk about actual isolated topics,
The-
dig deep into them, and be informative.
Yeah, but everyone who did follow the old stuff, we welcome you on this new journey.
We think you'll still enjoy it
Come
because, honestly, even though like we're trying to talk a big game here, we're adults. We're wearing nice clothes. We have a nice fancy setup compared to the old garage setup.
And black leather gloves for the people who are just listening can't confirm that we're not wearing black leather gloves.
Yes, exactly. That's the magic of radio. But in review, even though we're going to be trying to be more professional, if you listen to the old stuff, you know that we can't go 5 minutes without making some kind of joke, keeping it light, keeping it not quite so existential. Try to, how do I put this? Not drift off into that dark existential void we all grapple with. Like, just stay away from staring into that gaping abyss of deep, dark loneliness, that real soul-crushing shit.
You okay there, buddy?
Whoa, dude, that was somewhere else. Get me out of this. Get me out of this.
Was that somewhere else our new Instagram page?
I don't fucking know.
So what you're going to want to search there is at clinically underscore average
Come on, man.
underscore podcast. Right here. I'll type it out for you if you're watching. And the page will look like this. You can also find us on TikTok
Yeah.
at clinically underscore average. And the page will probably look something like this.
Something like that.
On YouTube, it'll be searchable as clinically average podcast. There'll be a link. We'll get some links in there. We'll type it out for people who's watching.
Yeah.
There's going to be a Facebook group.
Facebook group? Yeah, probably.
Okay. Spotify is probably where it's going to be uploaded
That'll
to.
be hosting. We'll be hosting through Spotify.
And hopefully it RSS feeds out to other things. But
Sure, it should.
more information to come on that. But if you want to find us on Spotify, you can find us here. And if you have ideas, topics, comments, we're going to be monitoring all those different chats and comment sections, direct messages on those profiles. But if you need to, want to, or you're a little more professional, you go ahead and send us an email at our Gmail account at clinicallyaveragepodcast@gmail.com. Typed out as so.
Sorry, I was watching people are trying to break into the podcast studio.
Get out. We did all this renovation on the garage. Mm-hmm. And now people are trying to break in.
They're already breaking in. We already have groupies.
Nice. All right.
Right.
Success.
What an improvement.
Oh, man. We did what?
I had like negative groupies during the
We
last
did-
podcast.
Yeah, right. It was dark.
It was a dark day. Don't remind me of the darkness.
You dressed in all dark. Wow. So,
Yeah.
on that note, that's what we're about. That's what we're looking for here. That's what we're shooting for.
That's what we're shooting for.
So, this really isn't an episode. That's why episode 00 we just kind of wanted to bring you in and
This is the bridge the gap from the old podcast to the new one.
the foreplay, if you will.
Foreplay is key, some would say.
We should title it that, the foreplay. We'll work on that later.
Yeah.
But what we're also going to be working on is bringing you episode 1 and bringing the blog posts. I don't know if we talked about those.
Yes. Also, there will be a written component each week released for the podcast that will be written by me. But it will be based on the same topics, but different content. So it won't be completely repetitive.
Yeah, it's not going to be a scripted out.
We're not going to
version
just
of the
read my
podcast.
blog post.
No.
So it will be
Maybe pull quotes.
too
from it.
unique. Maybe pull quotes, but it'll be two unique experiences. But we'll try and sync them up.
Yeah. And if
So if it's a topic you're interested in, there's more than just us talking about it. There will be a written component. And hopefully you like it.
right, and
I put
there'll
a lot of work
probably be
into
a
it.
link down there or over there somewhere
Somewhere.
that you can click on, or you can type this into your Google search navigation. I'm hoping my editing skills can help me Kamehameha words out.
I see you're doing like the Kamehameha.
Well, wee bit hard.
Can't get on.
We're not doing anime reviews. We're doing blog posts and existential topics here. But we hope to see you specifically,
You,
not the other guy watching. You.
Terry.
I want to see you on episode 1, which should be released
Date
whenever
to
you
be
see
announced
this.
when you see this.
When you see this, you'll probably see that. But if you see that, then you can definitely see this, and there'll be another thing you can see.
It's a paradox.
Is it?
I don't know. I don't know how paradoxes work.
Paradoxes are sick. But we'll see you on episode 1.
See you there.
Okay.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before I knew. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed when we play our roles and ignore the problems. I like to be weighing my patience. Stay up, I feel so outdated. How can we look the other way? Sun is out, but the sky is gray. What would happen if I took a chance? It's always hard at first glance. I don't wanna, but I know I gotta do it. The truth is hard to swallow. I think I'll chew it. I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed when we play our roles and ignore the problems. I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed when we play our roles and ignore the problems. I wish I knew